Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Rock the Mic podcast, all hip hop all the time. And today, very happy to say I'm joined by another fellow Charlotte citizen. My man Lloyd OP is in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's good? What's happening?
Man, listen, I'm very thrilled to have you on the show. If you guys remember, our first episode with Sofanity, Xavier, my man Justin was in the room when we filmed it. I might have referenced him in the video, but Justin's the one that put me on to Lloyd and his music, and I'm very thrilled to be putting all y'all on to Lloyd today. Or if you already know Lloyd, then props to you, but very excited to have Lloyd on the show today. Just how you doing, first of all?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm in my homie Share right now. Shout out Eastside brother. Also a homie coming out of Charlotte. We coming very soon for everybody. But yeah, so we chilling. I'm having a great day. You know what I'm saying? I woke up, drank some water. I ain't eat breakfast, but I drank some water. So you know what I'm saying? Got the immune system feeling good.
That's the same thing I did.
Facts.
That's just how it is. But you know what, man? Let's jump right into it. So when did you decide to start making music?
So for me, music was like always a thing I loved since a kid. Like I was obsessed with Michael Jackson. Like anybody who would tell you, like from the moment I was like 3 years old, like it was a part of my daily routine to watch a video of Michael Jackson's before I start my day, like type shit. Like anybody come to the crib, like I'm putting them on. I'm moonwalking. 3 years old, like I'm moonwalking, and yeah. So
That's
I've always loved
flex
music.
right there.
That is a flex, real talk. But yeah, like me, like I grew up on a lot of soul music with my dad. So like, that's a whole lot of Marvin Gaye, Luther, all that type shit. But oh my bad, can I cuss or not?
No, you're good.
Sure. All right, bet. So yeah, but hip hop was kind of like there, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously that's the culture we in, and I was like, it was a whole lot of Andre 3000s, Nas, Jay. The first rapper I ever heard was Eminem, though, which is funny, but that's
everybody. That's everybody.
That's the first rapper I heard. Yeah. And from then on, like I think when I was around like fourth grade, I was like, yo, I wanna do this. But as you get older, you know, certain shit change. I was putting it on the back burner. But then, I mean, like towards the end of high school, it just came to me. And I was like, all right, I have to like really go for it because I feel like I could do something. And like even growing up, all my teachers would tell you, like, if it was a school project, I want to record a song or I want to do a rap or even like a poem in front of the class. So like I feel like it was just one of them things that always followed me. And then like I just finally said, all right, let's do it. Because I didn't have anything else better to do that I felt would fulfill me. So I was like, let's do it.
So yeah, so it was like the opportunity presented itself and you just took it.
Yeah, I think that's how it is with everybody in their purpose. It just come to you. But once you realize it, you like it's been there the whole time. So
that's deep. And that's a fact, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. Man, you got me thinking on this Saturday. You got my mind going. Speaking of getting your mind going, that was so trash. But what's your writing process like? You know, I always ask people this because it's like everyone has a different way to like approach it, but do you write first or do you get the beat first and listen to that and then write after that? Or just like, what's your approach?
So like, it varies. Like, I mean, most of the time I write in my notepad. Sometimes if I want it to mean more, I write it down. Or sometimes I try to like go off the dome and write it in my head on like a J type approach. But for the most part, every time I'm getting into recording, I get the beat, listen to the beat, and I just instantly, I gotta feel it. Like if I instantly hear a beat, I know if it's for me or if it's not. And then from there on, I try to kind of like do a little freestyle on it, do it a little mumble to see like if I could get a flow off on it that's comfortable to me, that sounds like good enough to my ear. And if I could do that, then I just kind of I sit there for a little bit, and like the first topic that I get off that I feel is clean that I could elaborate on, I just keep it running until I'm done. If I don't, then I'll probably leave it, come back, or I'll just like dead it all together for the most part. So yeah. But yeah, so with the writing process, it's literally I hear the beat, it feels good, cool. Let me see. Da, 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 da. It's like, oh yeah, I think I can get this off. Then that first line, if I get it solid, I just run with it and then
And
build the concept.
you mentioned the Jay approach. So if you those of you listening that don't know, Jay-Z a lot of the time, and I would say probably all the time, doesn't even write anything. And I think Biggie was like that too. Like he just spit.
Crazy
So
story
how
that I
go
actually
ahead.
crazy story that I just came across. Biggie didn't do that until he met Jay. So
Wow.
Jay was doing that, and so Jay's Biggie's DJ, who was Jay's like manager or whatever
I
at
think
the
that
time.
was that Clark Kent?
Yes, Clark Kent. That's who I was watching when he said it. He said he was always trying to put Big on Jay. He's like, yo, this is the best rapper. This is the best rapper. And Big's like, all right, bro, like stop pressing me.
Mm.
And then finally, um, I think Clark Kent, he played a beat, which would end up being Notori Brooklyn's finest.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Big was like, yo, I need to get on that beat. I need to get on that beat. I need to get on that beat. And Clark was like, nah, this for Jay, bro. This for Jay. And like him being like Jay being his artist, like he was
Mm.
going to give it to Jay over Biggie, like no matter what, because
Of course.
that's how it worked for him. So Big was like, nah, I got to get on that beat. And he was like, cool, I'm going to take it to Jay. When Jay recorded, I'm going to let you wait outside. And then after that, I'm going to bring you in and we're going to do it. So Jay records a whole different version of Brooklyn's Finest. He rapping whatever. And then Clark go, yo, I think Big would be crazy on this. And then everybody in the room like, nah, ain't nobody, Big ain't coming to do this shit. Like, what you mean? Like, blah, blah, blah. And they was like, nah, if I make it work, he was like, nah, because Diddy gonna try to throw
The whole thing
insane
with
money
Puff
at
and
us.
Bad Boy and
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's like, bro, he gonna try to tax us. We not with it. And then Clark was like, if I get it to work, like we could do it. And Jay was like, if you get it to work, then we'll do it. So he goes downstairs and brings Big in. They said from the moment they clicked up, it was vibes, it was good vibes. They was laughing like they knew each other for a long time. So then Jay go in and then he just start rapping his verse. No pen, no pad. He just like all that shit. And Big is
Yeah.
sitting in the seat like, yo, where your fucking pen and paper at? And he was like, I don't use that. You ready though? And Big was like, oh nah, like I'm gonna have to come back to this. So Big left, and that's when he went to go master it, and he came back. And from then on, he didn't use a pen and paper no more. That's a long ass
That's
story that's irrelevant.
that was actually super crazy. I kind of knew that because I knew Big's relationship with Jay was through Clark Kent. And I think they even went to school together. I think Busta Rhymes went to the same school as them.
Yeah, Busta went.
And
Used to
X, I
get
think
smoked by
DMX
Jay.
was there too.
Yeah,
But
I didn't know about the X one, but
I
yeah.
think DMX anyway, but the only reason I brought up the whole Jay not writing anything, I was gonna ask how often do we see a Lloyd OP song that is not written, it's all off the dome, I'll say Jay style.
It's very. What I will say is that none of the joints that I've dropped do that. I typically do it with hooks. Like with my hooks, I can make it 5 minutes
Okay.
and spit it.
Okay.
With my verses, it depends on the feel. Like if I really gotta say something and I feel like it's just like it has to be this way, then I do it in my head. I will say though, I don't know, we're not there yet. You don't have to rush it or anything, but
Yeah.
smoke that beat switch, that first part, what the fuck is it really special? All that was in my head.
That's the one part actually that I always am like, I'm active packing this gat like it's Halloween candy. That is like I'm like, yo.
I
Nuts.
remember I was standing by the mic. I recorded that part, sent it to my cousins. I was like, "Yo, what y'all think?" They was like,
What do we think?
Yeah. And I was like, all right, it's go time. But yeah,
Smoke is hard. Um, you are pretty much, I was gonna say, you're very passionate about this craft. And I can even tell that just because we just went off on that tangent talking about Jay-Z and Biggie and all that. And so that's something that I've always felt, passionate about music. I'm just making a show about it, talking about it. And you obviously have that passion and are making the music. So what I was going to ask was, is making music something, obviously it seems like you want to do it full time. So that's what I'm going to ask. Is that something that you want to pursue as a full-fledged career?
I want to be, I want to be at the end of this shit in your top three.
That's a bar.
So I'm really like everything I got. Of course, life hits you and you gotta adjust, but I try to do this as much as I can, bro. Like
Mhm.
like if you're not gonna put your all into it, why? Like
Then
Big,
why are
even
you
Big
doing
said,
it?
yeah, Big said on the sky's the limit. He said, don't do nothing if your heart not in it. So like why? I mean, of course people do it as a hobby and have
Mhm.
fun with it, but me, I'm really trying to
Be the
make a
best.
statement. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. I love that. I love that energy. And I know you told me in 5 years this interview is going to be
This
a
is
big
gonna be an
one.
iconic, yeah, because it's
I
gonna be
hope
the
so,
origin.
man. I
It
hope
will be,
so.
bro. Ain't no hope, bro. You gotta manifest.
I know so. How about that?
There you go.
All
There you
right.
go.
We did talk about this real briefly when you were mentioning, like the three stacks of the world, the Nas of the world, the J. But is there any like specific artists that you could pinpoint as an influence onto your sound and onto your music as a whole?
I'm sure if I say this, you'll instantly be like, of course. Uh, one of my primary influences, the person who I feel like first introduced me, like I told you, I listen to M and Andre and shit, but like as I'm older, like starting to research my own music, like when we're around
Mhm.
like sixth, seventh grade, the person who taught me, oh, like you can manipulate words, rhyme schemes, all that shit, was Kendrick. That's
Yeah,
my favorite rapper ever.
that
Now,
was like a
granted,
slap in the face just now. I was like, yeah.
yeah. Now, granted, though, like for one, uh, his approach and how he does is from, and even bro, it's funny because I'm mentioning Eminem. Eminem is one of Kendrick's primary influences.
Mhm.
Nas, Jay, like so. But yeah, Kendrick was my main influence. Like when I first heard I remember I heard Good Kid, Mad City. Like, I'm not gonna say I was
Classic.
on before everybody. I heard Swimming Pools. I was at Bradley. I heard Swimming
Mhm.
Pools, and I was like, "Yo, who is this guy?" And I don't think he had dropped Good Kid, Mad City yet. So I was
Mhm.
going on YouTube. I heard Rigor Mortis. Downloaded Section
What
80. I
that's
was like, "Yo!" I was
Rigor
like,
Mortis is one
"What?"
of probably the best song on that album too.
So
That
like,
song is crazy.
I went like I mean, I would just mimic the guy. Like I'll go to class, we'd have freestyle Fridays, and I'll put like certain word patterns that he was doing.
Mhm.
Then like as I went on, like that's when I started to see where these certain things come from and started pulling from. But like definitely Kendrick, um, and like the big five that everybody mentions, like Kendrick, Jay, Nas, Big Pac. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But like
yeah.
definitely Kendrick. Kendrick is a big one. Andre 3000 is a big one. Outkast is one of my favorites ever. Um,
You got to
Big,
give Big Boy his flowers too.
yeah, Big Boy. Yeah, we could get into that discussion. I mean, Andre is my person, but like Big Boy, don't sleep on that guy.
Don't
He's a
sleep on Big
machine.
Boy.
He's a
Don't.
machine. He is a machine. But yeah, definitely. Um, but I also have a lot of new influences too. Like in terms of maybe not anything y'all have heard now, but like in terms of like stacking vocals and things like that. Like I take a lot of influence from Isaiah Rashad.
Mhm.
Um,
I can
you know
see
what I'm
that.
saying? I take a lot of influence from R&B artists too, like who I can't even name anybody, like a SWV. I don't know if you know them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
of
take
course I
influence from
do.
everything. Yeah, okay, cool. But I take influence from everybody, everything. But Kendrick is the main one. I want to even say like a Drake and a Travis Scott. Like I study everything and I just try to blend. Like that's the thing about how I approach music. I get inspiration from other music. So I hear an artist do something. Like I hear Marvin Gaye do in the whole beat. And
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I gotta do some shit like that. And then like, but yeah, Kendrick M, Andre 3000, Nas, Big, and then Pop. Oh, I'm tripping. Kanye is one of my biggest.
Of
I'm
course.
tripping. I am tripping. Kanye is one of my biggest influences ever,
Yeah.
ever. But that's so I don't even have to explain that. But yeah.
Well, while we're on the topic of artists, influential artists, and people that kind of mold who we are, you're obviously like I'll say like a hip hop historian. Like I feel like you and I are in that same vein, where it's like we just listen to the most obscure, most random. Like a lot of people, like taking at face value, like they won't know who Beanie Siegel is, or they won't know who Freeway is. But so, is there any artist that's kind of like not necessarily out of left field, but not as well known that you might pull from as far as rap? I mean, you could go into R&B as well. Like I'm a big 112 guy, and like so you could go into any of those fields. But is there anybody kind of like random that
I
might
don't
surprise
think
us?
he's I don't think he's left field to everybody who appreciates hip hop, but to the mainstream audience, Scarface. Um
I'm about to leave this interview, bro. I love me some. I love Face, bro.
Scarface, bro, and Ghetto Boys, bro.
Rest in peace to Bushwick Bill.
Rest in peace, bro. Like, man, like that's where I really was like, okay, I gotta really dive into my southern
Mm-hmm.
roots, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Scarface. I've been listening to a lot of Do or Die with
See, I'm not on them like
Twista.
that. I'm not
Yeah,
on them like
with
that.
Twista. Yeah, I don't know. It's that they be talking about pimpology and shit. So
Mhm.
like
I do
I
like
fuck with
Twister,
them.
but I'm not on Do or Die like that.
Word, I feel that. I feel that. Who else is I wanna say, I mean, Big L. Come on. That
Big
dude,
L could have been the greatest rapper of all time.
bro. There's this one YouTube, like, I'm sure you've seen this, but if you haven't, check it out, bro. It was him and Jay-Z.
This is a 10
They
minute
was
freestyle.
freestyling. Yes,
Yeah,
bro. This man, Big L, made Jay sound like an amateur, bro. No cap.
dude.
I
Big
am
Big
not gonna
L
lie.
was nuts.
He was nuts because he had the punchlines, he had the flow, the rhymes. Like, bro,
Bro
that
was
man
in a
was
group. He
incredible.
was in a group of Cameron and Mace, and he made
Yeah,
both of them
Cameron and
look
Mace.
like
Yeah,
trash. Big L
he was
just
ahead of
blew
his
everybody
time.
away.
He was ahead of his time,
I
bro.
remember he
But
had a line where it was like, I wasn't poor, I was po. I couldn't afford the OR. And I was just like, oh my God.
like that's a bar, you know what I'm saying? But
That's crazy.
I pull from everybody. I don't know if this is embarrassing to say. It shouldn't be because like hip hop is hip hop, but I really love um fuck, I forgot their name already.
What song did they sing?
Hip hop hooray.
I'm blanking too. It's not Naughty by Nature? I don't know.
Naughty by Nature. Yeah, I blank. I don't know why I blank. Naughty by Nature.
Nah, that's not embarrassing. That's a classic song.
That's a classic, but anyway, yeah, Naughty by Nature. I like, my dad had put me on to, have you ever heard of the Fushinics?
Yeah, the Fushnikins, yeah. They got a
Yeah,
song with Shaq.
yeah, bro. Them niggas, I don't really, but I've listened. But anyway, I like Bone Thugs and Harmony a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like
I
their
like Bone
stacking and their
too.
harmonizing, yeah, but everywhere, all hip hop, bro. Like you can pull
That's like
something
a
from everybody.
I got a hoodie with his face on it. When you said Bone Thugs, I instantly, when you were talking about harmonizing, like I instantly thought of Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg
Nate
is
Dogg,
like that kind of vein.
rest in peace to that guy, man.
Of
Like,
of course.
dude, he was at like even on all the Snoop records, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, bro.
He
Like
was a different
without
beast,
him,
man.
I don't think. I mean, I'm sure like Doggy Style still would have been big regardless of who was on it or not,
Yeah.
but he definitely had a great contribution to that project.
Mm-hmm. And I'm about to, man, I better not start talking about like the dog pound and stuff like that. Because we'll be here forever. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
definitely.
move on to the next question just because we could talk about this forever. And
Yeah, we could
honestly,
go
whenever
on,
I'm
bro.
back in the city, we gotta chop it up
Yeah, we do,
because
because this like, yeah,
it's
definitely,
conversation like this that'll just go on forever. But let's
definitely,
get
bro.
into Lloyd OP's music. We could talk about classic hip hop all the time, but let's get into you. So my personal favorite, which we had just talked about a little bit, was Smoke, and that is one of my favorite songs by you, if not mine, number one.
Niggas think it's sweet, it ain't land to pretend. I ain't here to be a motherfucking friend, my friend, my friend. Come in the pack, we'll still smoke them out, no cigarette. All y'all niggas pussy, finna finger fuck this piece, we gon' leave it wet. Nigga throw his set up. I don't give a fuck about no color, I ain't let it know. Same shit that 12 told me, Shaggy looking fuck, put his hands on me. Man, I told him, look, homie, me and my savages move like Michael Jackson Thriller, homie. Whole bunch of zombies with total ignorance of law, homie.
So let's talk a bit about that. You know, how did you and the producers for that track come together, and what was it like working alongside them? And then how did you vote? You know, like the concept. How did that all come together?
Okay, so one day I was randomly on YouTube, and I was like, my a lot of my homies was telling me like, yo, like, bro, you ain't hopped on no hard shit in a while. Like, you've been doing all these introspective tracks and stuff like that. Nothing that's out, but I was doing a lot of introspective tracks. So I was like, all right, let me look, let me see. And then it was this type beat on YouTube by a guy that, shout out Solo Oto. He's the producer on that track back, and we tapped in now, but I found that joint, and I remember I was just walking around my home. I was walking around just mumbling, writing down what I felt like, trying to get the flow right and shit. And I was just going back and forth, and it was just flowing. It was coming easy. I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, yo, the hook gotta be some like shit, niggas
Bouncy,
vibe
yeah.
to. Yeah, so I was like, so what's on, and I got that melody down like in like 30 seconds. I was like, okay, I gotta build the lyrics around this. So I did that, got the whole song together. And it was just that. It was just that first part. That was Smoke for like a few months. So like I remember I played it for my cousins and shit. They was like, yo, this hard, this hard, this hard. They was kind of like, they wasn't really paying attention. I was like, that's cool. I'm about to sleep. So then I remember I was laying there, and then I had heard another beat. It was like that. The second beat was a JIT type beat on YouTube by a guy, AE Beats. And I was like, So I was mumbling to it, and then that's when I wrote it in my head. I was like, what the heck is with this person's right? And I was like, hold on. But then I had found another beat that I liked too. So I had did that same verse on both beats. So one was that one that we have, and then the other one was a slower version. And I remember I sent both of it. I sent both of it to my cousins, because my cousins are like my A&Rs. Like, they're not, I wouldn't say like they hip hop heads, but they know what's hot and they know what's not. So like I go to them to see if I'm still like up to date. So they heard it. They was choosing the slow version. It was 2 versus 1. 2 picked the slow version, and then 1 picked the fast version. I'm sitting there like, I feel the fast version too. I don't know about that slow version. And they was like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, the slow one hit harder. And I was like, nah. So I went with it, and I finished it, kept writing, and I was like, hold on. And I was like, I'm telling this story. By the way, that second verse on Smoke on the last part is a true story. No cap. But anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, so I wrote that story, and I was like, hold on, bro. And I was like, why not tie this with that Smoke joint that I got and make it like
a 2-parter,
a whole thing? Yeah, so really, bro, I'm gonna put you on game. I don't think nobody knows this. I don't think anybody care. But the story of Smoke is told in reverse order. So the second part, the second beat, is really the first part of the story, and the first beat is the second part of the story. So first beat is I'm a victim. Second beat, retaliation. But yeah, so that joint, the whole process was fun. But I wrote that in March of 2020. We had just got back from school when they sent us back. So I was
Yeah.
like, all right. So I wrote that, did that, and I had it there for just a minute. And I kept playing it, kept playing it, kept playing it. That's what I do with a lot of my shit to see if it still like hits the same or if it loses any type of value. So I just kept playing, kept playing. And I was like, no, I gotta have a plot to this. So I was like, all right, I gotta get a video. And then that came around. When was that? That was July this year. Yeah. So that took a
It was
minute.
recent. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. But I linked up with my boy A Shot It. Shout out him. Like we same community type shit. It just all worked out in the end. So we got that video. And he came with the idea because I had a whole completely different vision for the video. But he was like, nah, bro, let's do this. And I just followed his lead and it turned out how it did. I had this shit on in it too. But
I was yeah.
I had got my cousin to do that last minute part where she was like, pop that, then shake that ass, shit, just to make it more fun. Like I just wanted it to be fun overall, but I definitely wanted to get a point across. But yeah, overall, that's one of the most fun times I've had. But what I will say is with Smoke, I was very like secretive with it. I ain't let nobody hear that shit.
Yeah.
I wanted it to really like
just hit hard.
Yeah, and like my cousin, I'm one of my older cousins that I did play it for. He didn't hear it to the video, and he's like, "What song is this? Like, I've never heard it." He was like, he feels that one is a sleeper. Like in the future, like they're gonna be like, "Yo."
I'm telling you, and that's what put me. I'm telling you, and actually, I was about to ask about the video, but you kind of answered the questions I was going to ask anyway. But I did want to say, while we're on the topic of the Smoke video, that is what. I mean, the song obviously is hard as fuck, but the video was just crazy, and that's honestly what sold me on you as an artist. And that was just, I might be looking too far into this, but I noticed like the first part of the video, you're wearing all red, and then the second part you're wearing all blue. I don't know if that was done on purpose, but I peep game.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, I peeped it. That's something I picked up on. That's all I'm gonna say. But that I love the video. I think it demonstrates the concept beautifully, and especially if it's a true story. And like obviously the second half's more aggressive than the first one. And even with I know you were talking about how you wanted the hook to be a little bouncy, and you can even tell in the video when you're holding the camera and you're like going, you're going back and forth like that. I peeped it and I was just like, man, this dude is Lloyd, man, special. That's all I'm gonna say. But
I appreciate it, bro.
Of course. And you talked about the video. I don't know if you were done talking about the video, but I just wanted to put that out there. But great video and great song.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, of course. But now let's get into For the Soul October series. So for those of us that don't know, what is this series and what is the idea and the intent behind it?
For the Soul October is a month of soul, man. I came up with it I came up with it my freshman year, 2019. So I was in a dorm with some so basically this is really volume 2 of it. I've done one before. I don't think I was there in terms of my like delivery wise, it just becoming a complete rapper. But I had this one song called Unconditional Love, which was like one of the first songs I wrote when I actually started taking this shit serious. But the original version was weak. Like the version that I had on the For the Soul October was like, it was great. Yeah. Like it could be better now that I listen and I've kind of evolved, but it was still there. But from then on, I was like, I remember I recorded that song, the reactions I got from it. That time SoundCloud was still pretty big and like it did pretty well on there. And all the homies was like, yo, I really felt that. Like I needed to hear that. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, I want to like just have a month where we just really get intentional with what we're saying, even though that's what we try to do in the music anyway, but really like sell it and connect people so that by the time of the next move, like people are soaked in. But yeah, so for the Soul October is just really wanting to, it's like show my roots and show like that I'm, you know, a student of the game first.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going back to like old instrumentals and like even the videos is kind of like a older
throwback
quality type shit. Yeah, like so that when you come back to it, it seems like it was a time period before everything. You know what I'm saying? So really just trying to come with a sharp pen and just connect with people on a lyrical level. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, for the Soul October, it's just to get personal and just to build hype, build anticipation, build a connection, have more content out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a person who really likes to drop like a lot. Like I like to have moments at time so that it lives up in its own kind of world and has a legacy of its own. But with the
less
Soul
is
October,
more. Yeah,
exactly. But with the 4th of Soul October, I want it to just be like I'm constantly in your face and it's like real, like soul shit, not just no regular, you know. Like we could have fun later, but let me get my bars off real quick type shit. So yeah, but just having fun and just really showing the roots for sure.
So you mentioned that this is kind of like part 2. Was part 1 you were also like taking classic beats and rapping on them, or was it just like
I wasn't. I kind of just came up with that as I went on. Yeah, but like it still has the same concept. Like I was really saying shit that was on my mind. It's kind of like Kendrick's the Heart series.
Okay.
That's kind of what like for the Soul October is for me. Just like trying to get my thoughts off before, you know, I come with shit that we trying to get off. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I feel it. But on the topic of, you know, rapping on other people's beats, because that's kind of what for the Soul October is right now. And I love that shit. I love seeing that, just seeing how versatile one can be, but also kind of paying homage to like what came before you. So far in the For the Soul October series, we've got you rapping over Jay-Z, Show Me What You Got. We got Kick Push, Lupe. You had teased, this hasn't came out yet, but you teased rapping over Kanye White Dress. And by the time this comes out, there'll probably be another one. I'm not sure. It'll come out, today's the 16th. So the next episode will drop on the 23rd. So there'll probably be another one out.
So it's gonna be another one out there.
Yeah. So well, first of all, can I get a preview? What's the beat?
What's the beat?
Yeah, well, I mean, the episode will be out by the time song drops. So I mean, technically we could be talking about that song. Oh, actually? All right, cool. Well, that's what I want. I want White Dress to drop anyway, because I was telling you, I didn't know that anyone else knew of that song because it's on like a RZA movie soundtrack. So I didn't know anyone else knew it. Facts. But obviously, I mean, it's just really exciting for me because I recognize songs like Show Me What You Got and White Dress, which are not a lot of people might not know that. Yeah, it's by Kanye and Jay-Z, but they're kind of more the obscure Kanye and Jay-Z songs. And you got a song like Kick Push, which is a classic hip hop song. So I was going to ask what your criteria was, you know, so far for picking these beats. And are there any classic beats that you're really, really itching to rap over?
I got some tucked, but that's going to be for the next For the Soul October.
Okay.
But the criteria is really me hearing a classic song again and feeling like I have to come hard. Like I feel like it's low key. I feel like it's low key a cultural thing in a sense, because you think about every rapper who's on a big scale right now, they did that shit. Like Lil Wayne had his mixtape run, rapping over everybody's shit, like when he rapped on Jay shit, coming straight at him. Show Me What You Got, I was going straight at Wayne, by the way. On some just because he was going straight at Jay, like I was going, like I had a bar in the end. I had a bar in the end that I didn't want to say, but it was like, it's how that shit go again? I don't even remember. It was some shit. It was like, easier for 3-2 because y'all coming after me. I like the controller. There's no playing me. this shit really over. Word to your prodigy, thank me later, but I'm just doing me.
See, I know that's Drake. I know you're talking about Drake.
Yeah.
That's cold.
So like that was but I'm just like I feel like it's a cultural thing where rappers who are very passionate and very like students of the game go crazy over it. Like I feel like you have to have that in your resume by the time you get on. Like J. Cole has rapped over dead presidents twice. Kendrick rapped over all the Wayne beats. Wayne did it to Jay. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like
Wayne does it. Thing. He drops a dedication mixtape like every year. Like he does it over everybody's stuff.
Exactly. So, yeah, bruh. I feel like it's a keeping the torch lit type of thing. But like the beat gotta the song gotta speak to me when I hear it. Like, show me what you got. When I heard it, I instantly said, I gotta get on that. When I heard the kick, when I listened to Kick Push again for the first time in a while, I was like, I'm a rap on this. You know what I'm saying? White Dress heard it, I'm a rap on this type shit. So it's really just whatever speaks to me, and just if I come hard on it enough, then I'm gonna put it out for the Soul October.
I see. And you mentioned, it's kind of a cultural thing. I also think it's kind of a cultural thing to kind of come at the best. So I know if you're taking shots at Wayne on Show Me What You Got, that's battle rap has been like part of this, it's been part of rap since the beginning. I can think of countless different times where like someone took a beat and they dissed them on it. Like obviously, you got the Pac and Biggie and Nas and Jay-Z and the big ones, but there's even the lesser known ones. Yeah. I mean, we could get into Pac later, but it's the little ones too, like Mason Cam or Beanie Siegel and Jadakiss, or it's just like that's just part of the culture as well. And just kind of it's like, and the biggest example I could think is Kendrick's verse on Control, where it's like, this is I respect you as my peers and as my idols, but like at the same time, I'm really trying to be the king of this shit. Like, man, I feel like Kendrick that's the idea.
Didn't even diss nobody, bro. That's what I'm saying. He exposed the game for what it was. Like literally, like he did exactly because he didn't diss nobody. He just said, "Yo, I love y'all."
Exactly what I'm saying.
I'm trying to go hard. I'm trying to be the best, and they all took it as, "Yo, is this nigga dissing me?" And
even people that wasn't even talked about on the track, like Joe Budden, even came out with a response. I'm like, bro, you weren't even on the song.
Joe Budden's face.
Don't do that, because Joe Budden is one of my main. That's one of my main influences for this podcast.
That nigga is crazy, bro. Joe Budden is crazy. He has one of the craziest pens ever. I'm dead ass.
Underrated lyricist. But anyway, I was just about to say, I'm just saying, like that's like part of the culture as well. And I picked up on that when you just were talking to me about that. And the Thank Me Later bar is very, very slick. I didn't even pick up on that until you told me.
Very slick, but I knew like wasn't nobody gonna really.
It's not like Wayne's gonna say something, but not right now. But once Wayne hears that later,
he's gonna be like, "Oh shit."
You're probably gonna laugh that off. That's Wayne.
That's Wayne. He gonna be like, "Oh, who this is?" Wayne don't even be remembering shit. But I didn't know.
Yeah, he was like, I don't even think he even listens to rap like that anyway. I think he thought 21 Savage was a group.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about Shmoneymo. That's your boy. I feel like I always see Lloyd OP and Shmoneymo names together on a track. So how did you guys connect initially, and then how did you create the chemistry that the two of you have as artists?
I got some knowledge to express. OP, that's an OG. We don't rap just to impress. We gon' demonstrate finesse, acing every single test. You can't tell me we ain't next. Shmoneymo, I need my check, nigga. Lloyd OP, overpowered, over punctuated. Gladly end up pussy nigga with an exclamation. Crazy how Jesus died on the cross. But you cross me, I cross my fingers. I swear to God, I won't kill you.
We went to middle school together. Like after I left Bradley, I went to Piedmont.
Okay.
And like Mo was always kind of like the homie that like. Mo was smart as shit in middle school. He's still smart as shit, but this nigga was scholar level smart as shit. I'm talking, he never got a B in middle school. Dead ass.
I believe that.
So I always admire him for the fact that he was just always very sharp with his work and really cared about his school and shit. And like Mo wasn't like a popular kid, you know what I'm saying? Like me, like I became the funny guy quick because I was new and I was trying to make, that was back I was young. I was trying to get my name out in school.
Yeah.
But I kind of became a little kind of well-known type shit, you know what I'm saying? So Mo tells me all the time, he was like, bro, like you was so popular in middle school, blah, 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 this, that. And I'm like, bro. And then he was like, but like when we got into our English class, we had English class in 8th grade, like we would clown around. We would be talking about like Naruto and shit like that, like just clowning, laughing, having a great time. And like that was my guy, like real talk. And he was like, he always tells me, he's like, it's just so crazy. And I was always a blessing to him that like he felt like nobody really noticed him because he was so in his books, but it was refreshing to, just lay back and chill with a person, have a connection with him like that. So from middle school, we've always been like, you know what I'm saying? We've always had a connection, but we, so Mo actually, bro, I don't think I've told him this statement verbatim, even though I feel he knows, but he high-key got me like into rapping for real. Like, cause Mo was like, I remember it was him, my boy Faisal, shout out Faisal, my boy Phil, shout out Phil. He used to produce all our shit. They was in his basement or some shit rapping. And I remember they came to my class. They came to my teacher class, Mr. Bischoff. Shout out Mr. Bischoff. You actually look like Mr. Bischoff. I don't know why I just peeped that, but y'all resemble each other. But Mr. Bischoff was like, yo, I heard y'all play the song. Y'all made a song or whatever, played it, hear Mo and Faisal rapping. I'm like, yo, these niggas spitting. And I was like, bro, it ain't nothing for me to get back in there and spaz. So I was like, yo, Faisal, next time y'all link up, next time y'all go record, call me. So they called me, Mo was there, we chopped it up. We was making this one song. And me and Mo just got into like a deep conversation. And we was just like, bro, like we just dead looked each other in the eyes and was like, we could do this shit, bro. So we was like, from then on, we did it. And ever since then, like, we just been like, very like, because the process of being a rapper gets tedious, it gets complicated, you know what I'm saying? So like, he's an ear for me, I'm an ear for him, and we kind of just built off of that. And like, just based off of our relationship, we automatically had the chemistry. So it wasn't nothing. And yeah, I'm his harsh ass A&R. Like he'll tell you like if some shit not hitting, I'll just be like, bro, this is not it.
You got to. I mean, you don't want to be surrounded by yes men. Like you just got you got to be honest.
Yeah, and sometimes I be feeling like an asshole, but he always tells me he respects it. Like, and I'm like, I mean, like I do it and want you to put out no trash shit, bro. But yeah, he do the same for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that one joint we got, the Overpowered joint. I made him rewrite his verse like 3 times, and he made me re-record my shit like 10. So like, it's just, yeah, that's my brother, man. We always keep each other on our toes and remind each other just like what we doing it for and why we do it, and not to get sidetracked by other bullshit. We tell each other what we need to hear at the times we need to hear. So,
yeah, like that's good that you guys both have somebody that could like, you can hold him accountable, he can hold you accountable, and that's like your brother through and through. So that's something cool that I'm glad y'all have that, because there's not a lot of genuine, people out there type of thing. So
bro. Oh, and shout out Mo, because he did a lot. Like when we first started this shit, Mo was a hothead. Like he was trying to get his shit off immediately, and I was kind of like, yo, calm down, get the craft down. But he was like, fuck it. But through him doing that, bro, he taught me so much shit that I wouldn't have known when I first started to get my feet wet, that I would if he like, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. He really taught me a lot about this shit, just in terms of like marketing yourself and your brand and all that shit. Shout out Mo for real.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Shmoneymo I'm gonna need him to hit me up about marketing, because I feel like I drop the ball with marketing sometimes. So I might have to, he might have to hop on the pod too, because that could be some valuable information.
Yeah,
we can play off each other. Yeah. While we're on the topic of collabs, do you have any criteria? Speaking of criteria, do you have any, for letting somebody else onto your song, or on the same principle, do you have any criteria for deciding to like feature on somebody's song, or is it the same thing as like if I'm just feeling it, I'll hop on it, or what is
Yeah,
it?
if I'm feeling it, I'll hop on. I mean, bro, I'm not hopping on no trash shit, bro. Like if your
Of
joint is
course,
not hit, like yeah, like that's really the only criteria for me. But if I
that's
like
number
it,
one.
yeah, I like it even if we don't make the same type shit. I'll try to do something with a person. With me though, like I'm so like particular with my projects and how I like sequence the shit that I'm very specific with the features I want. So like on my shit, bro, like if we're not in the studio and we ain't make no shit that like I'm going crazy over, like I'ma usually reach out. I'll never say, yo, let me feature on your shit. And I don't ask
Mm,
to feature on nobody's shit either. I think
mm,
that just it destroys a certain energy. I don't know how to explain it, but like
mm.
it has to all that shit gotta happen organically somehow.
Yeah.
So but I'm not strict with it at all. Like if I like it, we can do it. And if it turns
Mhm.
out right, that's great. If it don't, fuck it.
Fuck it. Do you have like a dream collab? Like, let's say 5 years from now, you're signed to Def Jam or whatever, and you have free reign, and you can have whoever you want on a song, dead or alive. I'm gonna say that's what I'm gonna say, dead or alive, just to make it more interesting. Could be a rapper, singer, producer. Is there anyone that like you definitely want to work with before it's said and done?
Pharrell,
Mm-hmm.
I would have had Biggie do a hook for me. People sleep on Biggie's hooks.
He has a good
There's a
one.
lot of songs that people don't even know that he's on the hook. But
Like I'm thinking
um,
just off top, I know "Crush on You" by Lil Kim,
you know what I'm
and
saying? Exactly.
"Been Around the
That's exactly what
World,"
that came to
the
mind.
Puff and Mace song.
Yeah.
Mm,
There's this song called Don Perignon by Lil Sean. It's some dude. He didn't really have any relevance, but I just came
yeah,
across it and I liked how he was manipulating his voice on the hook. Like it was like a background noise, but it was kind of like still getting you.
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely have Biggie on the hook. I don't, bro, like all my superheroes, like that I would want to have on a track, I feel like we would be trying to do too much on it. Like if
Mm,
I work with like a Kendrick or an M or a Nas, like I just feel like we'd be trying to say too much, bro. Like I'd be like, all
right.
right, limit that shit, bro. Like calm down. Like I'd definitely love to get like a graduation type Kanye. I'd love to work with
Mhm.
him. I already said Pharrell, right?
Yes,
I'm definitely working with Dr. Dre. That's no ifs, ands, or buts. I
that's
have
a
to work
that's
with
a
Dr. Dre.
must.
That's a must. But I really, bro, I want to work with everybody. Like, I just like people who are passionate about. Like, if you're passionate about this shit, I want to work with you. Period.
Mhm.
SZA, want to work with SZA.
I think y'all would sound great together.
I would love that. I would
I
love. I'm no lie, bro. Like, bro, SZA, if you see this shit in 2-3 years, like, know that I've been down for you. Like, ever since seventh grade when you dropped the, it wasn't. I was about to say Control. I was about to flop. When you dropped Z, I was already on you. Nobody even knew you. I used to think your name was SCA though, but still, like, I love you,
yeah.
girl. I love her though. Like, I would let her have my. Nah. All right, but nah.
Nah, a
Yeah,
lot of
sis,
people
but
feel the same
I work with
way.
everybody. I would love
Yeah.
to work with anybody who's just passionate. But Neptune for sure. I want to work with Brent. Brent is also a great inspiration that
Mm,
like when he first started coming up, I instantly was inspired by the way he harmonizes and the
yeah.
types of beats he hops on. But
Mm,
everybody, I want to work with everybody. I could go on and on and on and on and on, bro.
that's that
But I
thing.
would
That's
definitely work
just
with Pac. If I could work with Pac, I would have an album and Pac would have his own interlude where he just gets his whole voice in that bitch. Like, might even go a cappella with that motherfucker. Like
mm,
Pac, I
mm.
can't, I can't. Like Pac, man, rest in peace, Pac.
Rest in peace, man. Pac, Big, all of them. Big L, like we said earlier.
Everybody,
Big
bro.
Pun. I could.
Big
There's too
Pun.
many. It's too many of them.
It's way
This
too
is what
many,
I'm
bro. Like
saying.
as I'm talking right now, bro, it's like I be talking too goddamn much because there's so many things to say about so many people, bro.
That's
So
how
like,
exactly how I feel, and that's why I feel like we got to link whenever I come back to Charlotte, because like
definitely,
we could just sit here for hours just talking about this
definitely,
shit,
bro.
bro. Let me stop before I get ahead of myself. But anyway, so you have a handful of tracks, that are SoundCloud exclusive. Obviously, there's ones that like Obviously, you can't put Lemon Pepper on streaming. You can't put Show Me What You Got on streaming. You can't put Kick Push on streaming. But there's also songs that, you know, are not that. So is there any reason why they haven't made the jump on the streaming, you know, like Spotify and Apple Music? And will we ever see that in the future?
I think those songs were, for one, still me trying to like master rapping.
Mhm.
And I just feel like it wasn't to the best of my ability then. Like even like a song like Time that I have on streaming services, bro, like in hindsight, I wouldn't have even put that on streaming services. Like I really want to be selective with what everybody has access to stream,
Right.
like on all platforms, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then like if you want to dig and you want to see how I got to this point or how I did this, then it's all there. But in terms of streaming services, I want it to be very
Specific.
specific, yeah, very specific and very like where I'm at or what I was at this time, rather than a whole bunch of loosies like just dangling. But yeah, SoundCloud, all my SoundCloud shit for the most part until Smoke, bro, was just me trying to figure it out, honestly, to be completely honest.
Well, that's good. That, I mean, it shows that growth for real. And I'm glad you didn't take that shit down, because I mean, like, not that it's not bad by any means, but it's just like I'm saying, it just shows the growth, especially when you compare one of the recent ones to Smoke. It's just
exactly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I would hate for you to listen to Smoke and then you go to some shit in 2018 and the whole mix off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel that. So you recently just teased the full-length project, which I saw on Instagram. It's mixed and mastered. It's ready to go. So, you know, when can we expect that to drop? And can we get a title? Is that something you want to keep in the tuck, or?
I can't tell you none of that, bro.
Okay.
We gotta finish for this till October first. I'm excited.
So I can't even get a release date?
Nah. I mean, I'll tell you. You know what? It's dropping next month. I'll say that.
A little Thanksgiving release.
Hey man, you never know.
I like that.
Close to the vest. The streets.
I close to the vest. I fuck with that. So my top five Lloyd OP songs. If I had to pick, because there are a lot of great songs, if I had to pick, no order, I'm gonna say Smoke, Show Me What You Got, just because I connected with that, just because I knew that song. I didn't know anyone else knew it. But so Smoke, Show Me What You Got, Unconditional Love, Lemon Pepper, and Soul Hop is my 5.
Ooh, you was doing your research, bro.
I told you I do this.
Soul Hop, I hate the delivery on there, but I love what I was saying, bro.
Pray to a God, to Allah, Jehovah, won't you cleanse me? Reasons for repentance. Lately I've been asking for a prophecy. I can see your integrity being compromised for a nigga in some booty shorts. Niggas act like bitches anyway, I'm on a different wave. Stay from the Atlanta Stakes, never with a 35, never been the top. I gotta switch up on my OKC, my own kinfolk. OKC, nigga, mad love for the NC. I'm a Charlotte nigga, question is, do y'all got me?
And I love the beat too. That was something that I connected with that.
Unconditional Love and Soul Hop were the two. That was the first for the Soul October. I gotta put it like in its
okay.
Like, that was the first one.
That's my 5 though. So, but now I'm gonna put the ball in your court. What's your 5?
Bro, my top 5 is not out yet. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, so I love. See, I don't even like Smoke like that no more. But
I don't think I could ever get tired of Smoke. That song is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm about to hoop after this. I'm probably gonna play that in the car, to be honest with you.
You hard for that. I love that though. I love performance Smoke. And I can't wait till I get a full. Oh my God, I have so much shit in store. But a lot of my favorites are unreleased, bro. And like, bro, to be honest with you, like to be completely honest, it changes so often. But one of my favorite songs that I've ever made that is like just a great time is not going to drop till like, because this is the EP. I'm working on the album. per se. So that's the album song. So
Okay.
that's one of my favorites that people who know me have heard and love it, but like I gotta hold on to it.
But you're saving it for the album.
It has to be right, and it has to hit at the right moment.
So what's coming out next month is a EP, not an album.
EP, 8 tracks.
I got you. Okay. Man, now I'm hyped. I hate when this happens. I feel like I always fan out when I'm talking to people on the show and then they're talking about, oh yeah, this is coming. I feel like I'm letting the fan out of me. I got to be objective as a journalist, as a hip hop journalist, but I can't even keep it to myself. But so other than, we got the EP coming next month, For the Soul October is finishing up, album coming, TBD. What else is next for Lloyd OP?
And I don't know. Honestly, I'm just rapping, recording music, vibing, researching the scene in Charlotte, just having fun, bro. Like, there's no rush. There's no rush at all to this. Like, we have so much time, and a lot of my peers don't understand that. We got so much time, though. Especially like us, like we're 20 years old, bro. Like, come on. We have so much time. Jay wasn't hot till 27, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And not even hot, but he was just getting his feet wet for real. So, yeah, bro, it's so much time, and I'm excited, bro. But I really don't know what to expect.
Just kind of going with the flow.
Just kind of going with the flow, sharpening my pen so that nobody could try me.
I like that.
I want somebody to randomly hop on like the street and try to battle me, bro. Bro, no cocky, bro. Don't do that. I got some shit tucked.
It's a problem.
But yeah, I'm excited for the journey. I'm learning to enjoy the process, and I'm really big on gratitude and understanding that, like, no matter how many people tap into you, at least people tapped into you, because there's some people that people aren't tapping into. So I'm grateful for it all, bro.
And you know what? I'm grateful I had you on the show, man. I'm just grateful before it popped off like that. I'm happy to say this is your first interview, right?
Yeah.
I'm happy to say that I was the first one to get Lloyd OP on my show, man. And that's going to mean something soon.
It is, exactly. I'm super grateful, because it's like, you just do these things and you hope people, receive it and appreciate it for what it is, but we gonna grind regardless. But I really appreciate you for, like, reaching out, bro. I was like, damn, I'm stoked. This guy,
fact. I mean, like, real recognize real. You know what they say. So
exactly. That's facts.
So I just had to. But that's all I had. I mean, as far as questions, that's all I had. Is there anything that you wanted to add? Anything you wanted to comment on that I didn't bring up?
Bro, shout out to everybody doing it, especially in the city. Shout out to everybody in Charlotte, bro. I'm tapped in. I'm trying to tap in, like, but we can really make this shit great. I believe, like, Charlotte is going through a renaissance right now.
I agree.
In a few years, we're definitely going to be the pioneers of this shit, like the people who was actually the start of it. And that's big, because you look at New York already got their pioneers.
Of course.
West Side already got their pioneers. Atlanta already got their pioneers. So
Detroit too.
Pop, Detroit too. So the Charlotte Pop, we get to be them pioneers if we play our cards right and if we just don't quit. So I'm excited for it all. Like, I'm so engulfed in this shit, man. Like, we literally in the lab right now. I'm about to bless this nigga with the best verse of his life in a minute. But yeah, bro, we working, man. To everybody out there, just work and don't worry about all the other shit. Like, if you love it, man, everything gonna fall in place. Just do it because you love it, and that's it. You don't do it for nothing.
The passion of it.
For the passion, for the soul.
Wow. I can't think of a better way to end the episode right there. That's some motivation. I feel hungry now. More hungry than I already was. I can't think of a better way to sign this off. And we eating out here. Well, Lloyd, man, thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. This is definitely one of my favorite. I don't mean to say this on the air, but definitely one of my favorite interviews I've done thus far. No disrespect to everybody else, but this one was just this
is fun, bro. We was on some whole other shit, bro.
And we're gonna do it again one day soon.
Yeah, the hip hop gods is in this conversation right now. Like they just
They
swirling
listening
around
in
this
and
shit.
they're
So don't,
like,
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
feel it. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, of course. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Really appreciate that. Everyone watching, go follow Lloyd on all his different social medias. They'll be in the description. The songs that we're going to play in the episode will also be in the description. Go check out his SoundCloud, his streaming, all that good stuff. And of course, you know, if you're not following us, then what are you doing? You got to follow us. YouTube, where by the time this comes out, probably this episode will be on streaming as well. So we'll have it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts
That's
as
hard.
well. So I'm working on that. I'm gonna try to get that done this week, get everything set up. But listen to it everywhere. If you can, like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on all the different social media platforms. You know, this has been Mike, Rock the Mic Podcast, and we out.